Go to company. Oh, I can't tell you.
He's recording this crap.
I need to record this.
I'm gonna leave the meeting.
Empty placard right there. Name tag. Greg Clemens.
Empty
mystery.
placard.
George the Pro.
Yo, that's a hell
hold
of
on.
an
Let me change. How
insult.
the hell do I change my name on here?
You're just an empty placard.
Hold on. Hey, delete this. I want to get my name out of here.
In the chat room, I think.
What do you need in your name? Marcos the Broker?
You can rename yourself, yeah.
I'm in
George
chat.
Morales.
I'm in the chat. How do I do that?
Click on the three on my computer. I click on the three dots all the way to the right, and it says rename.
The
It just
ellipsis.
says save chat. So on the bottom, hold on.
If you
On the
open the
bottom,
chat
I
room,
hit chat menu, right? And it says show chat previews. Is that what happens?
yeah. For me, I just opened that chat room completely, where I can see all four of your names, and then I click to the right of my name, and I can change the name that shows up.
Oh, so my name doesn't show. It just says everyone. How do I find the chat room?
I can't see anything.
Oh, there I am. Okay, I see it now. I
I
see
mean, I
it.
see you guys, but this ain't working for me.
Greg, we need you to point the camera at yourself.
I
Tyler,
already did that, and it still didn't. Can you see me?
there you
Yeah.
are. There you are. We figured it out.
Welcome to the party.
Welcome
Who
to the
knew?
conference room.
Quite the party. I can't wait for this show.
It started off with a bang already.
It sure did.
Well, I already hit record, so you guys ready or what?
I see a Marcos the Broker. I see a G Money. I see a T Sizzle.
T Sizzle. And Greg Clemens.
And a Greg Clemens.
And then Greg Clemens.
I have no idea how to change that.
With one M, not two.
That's all you need is one. Two's
With
too
one
many.
G. One G. Great.
All right. Do each of you guys got your drink or what?
Yeah, what are we all sipping on tonight? Hey, welcome,
Welcome,
fellas. What are you sipping on?
What are you sipping on, guys? Oh,
Greg's blowing lines of Coke from this little desk thing. It looks like his nose is buried on the fucking table.
this video just got demonetized.
Right? Like, Jesus. The fuck?
All of a sudden, like, Greg is really hyped to answer every question.
Greg, you're falling. Greg, you're falling over.
I am. I'm just messing.
Oh, man.
Remember last time he fell?
I remember he just
Why am
fell
I all
down.
red in this photo?
Falling
Is
over.
that my lighting?
I have
Are you all red?
Going on.
You see, look red.
It's your lighting.
It's my lighting.
Yeah. Yeah, what are we all sipping on? Marcos, what you sipping on?
I got Apple Crown Royal. Straight.
Greg, you said whiskey, right?
Yep.
What do you got, George?
Oh, I got Kona
Besides the
Big Wheel.
afro.
Kona Big Wheel.
Besides the afro.
What do you got?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Man, you can't read that? Look at that. Right there.
Dude, you're small as shit right now. You're in this little tiny chair in a theater.
Kona Big Wheel, player.
Can't see shit.
I really am enjoying these views.
I got
like
some
this?
bourbon.
Bourbon, cheers, fellas.
This new format
Cheers,
works.
fellas.
Yes,
Here's to
Greg,
another
Greg, are you
viral
drinking
video.
anything?
Greg, hit the chat room
Yeah.
and then right click on your name where the three buttons are, and you can change your name.
The ellipsis.
I went to the more buttons.
You can change it
And
to
I've
G
got meeting
pesos.
settings and disconnect audio.
Oh yeah, definitely disconnect audio.
You should see
That's
chat.
what I wanted to do. That's what I thought was the
Go to
right.
chat. Go to the chat room.
Okay, now I'm in the chat room.
And it shows your name. You see your name?
Yeah.
Okay, now you see the three little dots?
No, I don't see any three little dots.
Welcome, YouTube, to our video on Zoom tips for changing your name. We
That's
hope
what-
you like this video. Like and subscribe.
Oh, he's doing this on his phone, isn't he?
Three more dots.
Greg, are you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone because apparently.
All right, go
Zoom
click on
fucked up.
participants. You see participants at the bottom?
Yeah, I see participants. I hit that. Okay.
Click on that. and then just click on your own name.
Rename.
And
I like
and
this.
once you click on your own name, it should bring up a menu, and you can choose to rename. Yeah.
All right.
Just don't name yourself Blaine.
Blaine. Oh my God, you missed out on some entertainment this week, Marcos.
I wish I would have been there for that one.
Oh, I don't. Oh, yeah, you saw that thing? Oh, that shit was nasty, man. That shit was
Dude,
nasty.
I was triggered. I saw that, and I was just like, I felt that too many times.
He says it was just a sprain. I'm like, there's no fucking way that's a sprain, man.
No, that's a sprain. Especially as it swells up like that, that's definitely a sprain.
I
I'm
think his
lucky,
career
man.
is over.
Did he ever
That
have
don't
one?
stop Blaine. That don't stop Blaine at all.
G-Force.
G-Force. Dope.
Yeah.
Nice. Going old school comic books, huh?
Wow.
The G-Force with Cannonball and what's his name?
Oh
Cable?
shit. Cable and Cannonball, and who is the dude with the two swords?
Are we doing X-Men on
I
Sudden
forgot
Rose?
his name.
No, X-Force.
Actually, that
No,
was
it's
X-Force.
not G-Force.
X-Force,
Yeah.
not G-Force. Like how you knew, though. I like how you knew.
Yeah.
Only the real
I
ones
knew.
do.
I know X-Men.
But you know what?
Point
Let's talk
proven.
about that. Let's talk. Can we just open up with the elephant in the room and talk about that Halo episode last week?
Good shit.
The Halo episode
All
last
of
week?
Reach.
That was fucking excellent.
I didn't see it.
Did that show start again? I forgot all about it.
It started
Yeah,
again.
same.
It's stupid right now. They're doing the whole fall of Reach. So
Really?
It's not for the faint of heart, Marcos.
it's not. It's
You can't handle it.
Is it the first episode or
We're on
Or what?
episode 4 by now.
episode 4?
Bro,
Yeah.
look at those fucking locks right there. Look at
Dude,
that. You're so
George.
low.
George, you're about to have my hairstyle from a couple months ago. Damn.
Damn, that shit look
Bro,
crazy.
here we go. Zoom in of Tyler.
That's your soul glow on this. Look at that.
Oh shit.
Sing it, sing it.
Right? Whew. It's just crazy.
Wow.
All right, so well anyway, yeah,
So
no, Greg, I think I mean it was
what's on
it was
topic list,
crazy. It was a
Marcos?
whole like fall of Reach, and the only thing that got me about it that I really didn't like. Now playing the game when you know the video game Reach,
Yeah.
it follows the whole storyline basically that I mean it's essentially glassed, right? The whole planet's destroyed.
Blast it, right?
Yeah, and like you get into this whole like what is it, ODI, right? That spy group, and then they had but in that series, in that game itself, there's no Master Chief mentioning or anything else. It's you're a different squad, right, of Spartans. And yeah, you're basically just trying to like round people up and get fucking out of there, right? I mean, that's that game.
Oh, yeah.
And this one was kind of cool in the sense that it followed that specific thing. I did not. The thing that got me is he didn't have his armor on the whole damn show. And so for that, I'm like, he's still a big dude. He was still kicking ass. But had he had his armor, had they had their armor, old boy would have been alive at the end. With that fucking needler hit to the chest that exploded. That shit was nasty.
That was nasty, dude.
That was
Just killed on
nasty.
the spot.
Dude, on the spot, he just fucking took it out of his chest and stuck it in his chest, and then that shit just boop, and he knew it was gonna happen. That was it. That was terrible.
I'm gonna have to catch up. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I saw
Literally
season
no
1.
clue.
Oh man, yeah.
What
I
is
don't
it
know.
on?
I mean, season one,
Paramount Plus. Paramount
season
Plus.
one was
Oh.
hit or miss, right?
I don't think I have Paramount Plus.
I don't
You
either.
got
I
it
just
for that,
I
and
just
think
borrow
also-
content
and
from the
and
internet.
the Super
Paramount
Bowl,
Plus, subscribe
right?
now.
And the Super Bowl.
$5.99
I
a
might just
month.
have to torrent it.
Cinema app.
Yeah, it's pretty
So-
fucking good. But anyway,
so-
back to things
so-
that everybody can talk about.
So Tyler was inviting everyone to see Dune, and he was gonna pay for it. When are we doing this, Tyler?
Oh, really? I'll go. What are
Uh,
you paying?
this weekend is opening weekend. We could go next weekend.
Next
Opening
weekend, I
weekend.
have no kids.
We could go. We could go during a weekday. Maybe not next week. We all have our kids. Week after.
Are we talking about basketball?
No, Dune 2.
Yeah, it opens Friday. I'm ready to go. Who wants to go Friday?
I could probably go. Oh no, I can't go Friday. I could probably go
I can't this weekend.
Sunday
College has states.
afternoon, Sunday morning type of deal.
I'm doing a Friday matinee.
Yeah, I can't do it. I got shit I got to do this Saturday.
Okay, so
Can I go to a basketball game?
So in a week and a half.
Well, I got things to go in the morning, but yeah, Saturday night's the basketball game. Hey, let me ask you this. So Amari Stoudemire, right? Retired.
I've heard of that
The
guy. He
ceremony,
wasn't that good.
right? The ceremony
Ring
happening
of
on
Honor,
Saturday
yeah.
night. Can I just be honest with you? What did he really contribute in the history of the Suns? Where does he stand as a Suns player, Marcos? You're an old fan. Where does Stoudemire stand?
I don't know his
Did,
trajectory. He definitely had a trajectory of being an all-time great before his knee jacked him up. So him and Nash had a killer two-man game. Yeah,
It was
that's a
almost
hard
like
question.
Stockton and Malone.
He was derailed, you know. I mean,
They
then we
were the
dumped him on the
Stockton and Malone of the Suns.
we dumped
Dumped
him
him
on
on
the
the
sorry
Knicks.
Knicks, and then we were
Yeah.
good.
We paid his whole salary. Then he punched a fucking fire extinguisher glass and fucked up his hand playing against the Heat. And then that was
Yeah.
it. He was out for the rest of the series.
I remember that.
Remember that
I mean,
shit? It was like,
dude,
what the
D'Antoni?
fuck, dude? Like, what
Heck yeah.
happened?
I think he deserves a Ring of Honor, though. He brought a lot of excitement in his day. Him and Nash, they were good.
Was that
Look-
who was the coach at that time? Those one who were scoring like 140,
Mike D'Antoni.
150 a game.
Yeah, that was D'Antoni. Yep,
D'Antoni, yeah.
D'Antoni left for New York too.
he brought
The
in the
7
small
seconds
ball.
or less offense.
Hmm.
How'd that work out for the New York Knicks?
Fucking Greg is dying over there.
How'd that work for the New York Knicks?
You look better, Greg. Good job.
You like that? I've been working on that, you know.
Great work. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah, I
Knicks.
don't think it.
We
I don't think it
dumped
worked
them
well
on
for
the
the
Knicks, and
Knicks.
they were trash after that.
They were trash before that, and they were trash after that, but they just continuously were trash.
Speaking
Well,
of the Knicks,
so I
Sure.
assume, is that going to happen at halftime or is that going to happen at pregame?
the Sean
Pregame.
Marion one happened after the game, so you might have to stick around after the game.
After the game?
I feel like it would
They
happen at
better win.
halftime, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
that's
what
the time
everyone
to
thought.
do it.
But the Sean Marion one that just happened recently, they waited till after the game, and then they
You hung around for that?
I wasn't there. I just saw it online. I saw people talking about it.
Who had that game?
Mm,
Probably not the Suns fans that would know who Sean Marion was.
So not you. Is that what you're trying to say? You had the Sean Marion game and you weren't paying attention?
No, I wouldn't go to
Damn,
Sean.
bro.
I didn't have that game. I didn't have the game. Now who might have had that game? It's possible it could have been my wife and stepdaughter. They probably went to that game because I did have to give up 2 tickets.
Who?
Oh, that's right. You gave up my tickets to them. And then when I was like, hey man, can you send me my tickets for the game? You were like, oh shit, I already gave them away to my wife.
That was
And
a
she's
year
really
ago.
counting on it.
That was a year
know.
ago.
I know. I still remember that.
Yeah.
Very traumatic.
Talk about now. Live in the now.
On the
Live
plus
in the now.
side,
Live in the now.
I transferred those tickets into a Packers game, so that worked.
Ooh,
I mean,
the what?
basically, it was just trash. He just traded trash for trash.
So you threw in the garbage, is what you're saying.
Well,
I'm
here's what I
saying
found
that
out,
I had a great
Marcos,
time.
that he
I
didn't
believe the
confer
Packers
with
lost
the
that game
team.
too, did they not?
Marcos, he
No.
did not confer with the team on what he would do with those tickets.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, you're right.
I think it's supposed to be a group consensus on what we do.
Dang, I've been caught red-handed. Ooh.
And Tyler released
Sorry,
the
fellas. fellas.
CCNRs on our tickets, and
Right.
you know,
I'm pretty sure
Hey,
that
oh,
one.
by the way, if you don't know, we get free season tickets to the WNBA.
I'm all over
what?
that shit.
Yeah, and comparable seats too. Comparable seats.
Free season tickets?
Free game. Well, free game. I think free games.
I'll go.
Why aren't we
Why
there?
not? I'll go see Diana Taurasi before she retires.
You coming out on her walker, bro? How old is she?
She's like our age. You're real old.
What you eating there, Greg?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I still
All right,
think
George.
Diana Taurasi is the most exciting WNBA player, the best WNBA player to watch ever.
I don't watch the WNBA. I
Diana
don't think I've
Taurasi.
ever sat down and watched the whole game. I don't think
I
I've
w-
ever sat down and watched the whole game. Have any of
I'll
you?
watch Caitlin. I've been to games.
I always took
I've never
I always
watched
took
a whole
Tyler
game
as
on
a
TV.
Brittany Griner guy.
Nah, Diana Taurasi, like there's players who dribble and they look like they're just pushing the ball into the ground. And then there's like Diana Taurasi who looks like she just has the ball on a string. And like it's fun to watch.
So totally
mad at
different
it.
than how you dribble the ball, right, Tyler?
I mean, when I dribble the ball, like it's a power dribble into moving up to the hoop.
Wait, how does he dribble it again?
Dog, I can't even play right now. I'm coming back from surgery.
Head down.
And
the whole
here you
time.
are.
Head down.
This is what I
Tearing
recognize
me
from Tyler.
down.
Shoulder.
I mean, sometimes you got to move people out of your way. It's basketball.
That's
Sorry.
not the WNBA. I've never seen anybody in the WNBA move anybody else out of the way.
Probably Griner.
Brittany.
Yeah, maybe.
So George, I need to ask you: are you on Monty Williams' side on that foul call or no?
I mean,
Non-foul call.
I didn't see a foul. I mean, because no was called, right? So there was no foul to see.
Right.
Right.
You know how it goes at the end of games. Everybody just gets to play a little bit harder. Whether it's the NFL or NBA or whatever else,
I
you
mean,
get away with some shit at the end of games, like the whole Travis Kelce on that Hail Mary. That he got interfered with, he got pushed in the back. Like it's the end of the game. You get away with that stuff. Same thing. Like dude got to the ball, so it wasn't 100% egregious, but he definitely fouled him. Like he went straight into his body, took his legs out. So
That was
it's the end of the
definitely
game
a foul. He tackled him.
Yeah. I mean, Monty's
was-
not wrong.
That
but
was
he's
Royce.
also wrong.
Monty was wrong because he criticized the league and he's going to be fined heavily for it. Monty was wrong. He should have just sat there and accepted it and said not a thing, because if you say anything about the NBA and the officiating, you're going to get a fine, even though everybody knows the refs are terrible.
He's the highest paid coach, so he don't care about that small fine.
Yeah, he don't care.
All day long. All day long.
What's he making?
He can speak out now.
What was his
He's the
contract?
highest paid coach.
Yeah,
Job
he
on the
is.
line.
With the worst record.
Wow.
Speaking of that, did you guys see the Cleveland Dallas game tonight?
Missed
I
it.
didn't see anything. I didn't see any games. I've been busy.
You didn't watch
at the
any
bar.
game?
No.
I was at the bar. Tyler, were you at the bar?
I was at the bar.
Did you watch any
I was-
basketball at the bar?
Did not.
Did not. Did you know that some trash ass team called the Miami Heat traded Max Strus to Cleveland?
Yeah, I knew that. And Max Strus has been not that great so far this season.
He hit a half court shot 3-pointer to win the game, 121 to 119 tonight.
Wow, good for him. I'll check the highlight.
They stormed the court over that shit. It was
Really?
almost like a college game.
Did they injure any Duke players while storming the court?
Not Grayson Allen.
No one hurts Grayson Allen. No one hurts Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen hurts everybody.
There you go.
No, but he's been playing good this year. Like,
Dude,
I was
has.
not a fan of him coming at all. And like, I'm thinking, he's a dirty player. He's trash. Dude's hitting threes like nobody's business, and he's a pest. I mean,
Yep.
I hate rooting for him. I hate it. I hate
Is
that
he
he's
as
on the
dirty
Suns.
this year as he's been in years past? I don't find him as dirty this year.
He hasn't been dirty at all, as far as I can tell. Like he really has taken his time, matured, and tried to shed that label.
Good for him.
New leaf.
How many rebounds did Nurk have the last game?
Wasn't it like 23 or some shit?
22.
Pretty interesting.
34. He had
Interesting.
34 rebounds.
Those are Aiton numbers.
That's what Ayton averages.
That's
17
what I
and
was
10.
thinking.
Ayton gets as many rebounds as bounce directly to him.
That's quite a few of them every game.
Yeah, it is. It is.
What do you think about Bobo?
Yeah, let's
I
get
like-
into this. Let's talk about the Miami Heat.
Miami Heat.
No one's talking about that trash ass
Who
team.
the hell is that?
Sorry, I was still thinking about that video of Triple J unplugging it and the beam for the Kings just goes down and disappears. Now let's talk about the Suns. And let's talk about like the bench, the 6-man, the Royce O'Neal, the Bol, and like they've been coming on lately. Bol shooting above 50%. Royce hits like 6 out of 10 threes last game. Like they have been slowly taking a little bit of pressure off of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker to go down and control the entire game. And like, yo, we need that, especially when like Eric is off and like Josh Okogie's not shooting threes. Like we need somebody else to step up. And if Beal is injured, like Bol stepping up, shooting above 50%.
If
Wait,
I mean, it's been a little rough for Bradley Beal so far.
was he lost like 30 games already? Has he sat out 30 games yet?
Who?
Hamstring
Beal?
injuries are nasty. They're so hard to deal with.
Oh
Like,
God, every injury is hard to deal with. I mean, how many games has Bradley Beal missed this season?
I don't know, but he's
let's get a
still
Google
like
in.
Still there
he's
right
still
now.
absolutely
Bradley Beal
gonna push the team over the edge in the playoffs if he's healthy.
missed-
While George Googles, I have one question for you, Tyler. In previous season,
Yes, sir.
Chris Paul was your guy that you said you could post up and score on him. Is it Eric Gordon now that Chris Paul is gone?
Who is the shortest player on the Suns?
I have
If
no
it's
idea.
Eric Gordon, then maybe that's who I'd have the best chance of scoring
As
on. Who is the shortest? Is it Zaven Lee?
Maybe
as
it's
of
Saban Lee?
February
Okogie.
19th, so as of last week, right?
No, I don't.
They
I
had
don't
him
think I'm
missing
scoring
at
on
25
Okogie.
games, so he missed 26 games because he didn't play on Sunday.
I'm gonna say Saban Lee. If he's the shortest player on the Suns, that's who I have the best chance of scoring on.
Saban
Broken
Lee,
ankle and all.
dude. I broken.
Tyler says he can score on Saban Lee.
Who could you score on, Marcos? What player on the Suns could you score on?
Probably Nurkic. Put him in a pick and roll.
I think you got a better chance of you.
What?
Put him in a pick and roll. He won't even come out to the perimeter. I'll just sink that three.
Yo, he played AD pretty tough that first half. I mean,
That's
he
what he
was
did.
shoulder him. He was knocking him back.
That's
He
what I
was
like.
blocking shots. I was like, damn.
That was solid.
Like he's considerably cheaper.
He's all right. He does
Oh,
okay.
whoa! This is recorded, right? Are we still recording? Oh, okay. He said he's all right.
When against Draymond Green, he was excellent. Since then, I'm not sure. Or before that, even I don't know. We'll see.
Was he good?
When playoff time comes, you guys will really see the real Nurkic, and let's see how much you remain
I'm ready.
fans of the guy.
But we got Bobo though.
We do
If
have
Bobo could get some minutes every game, like he just changes the flow, the style of the game in that there is now suddenly a 7'3" guy hanging out there. Pretty, slow defensively and all that, but he get block shots. He can shoot the three. And like Bogle needs to figure out a way just to keep him on the floor a little bit. Like I like what I'm seeing from Bogle a lot.
Well, allegedly, Kevin Durant's been working with him a lot and has seemed to crack the laziness code with Bol, and Bol has been performing a lot better recently. I mean, Shaq even called him out on it, right? I mean, Shaq says he could be just as good as that kid down there in the Spurs.
Wembanyama.
Yeah, but he's just
Heard
lazy.
the guy.
Heard this guy, this tall dude down there?
No. What are you talking about, George?
George with your long hair.
Sorry, my daughter just brought me ice cream. So one second. You guys keep talking.
Man, what kind? That looks good.
It's pretty good. So what playoff seed are the Suns
Pretty
gonna
good.
get? What do you think?
Six.
Fifth.
Fifth? You don't think they can move up into the top four?
No.
I think it's tough because the Suns have the hardest strength of schedule in the remainder of the season. And like that wears on you. We have back-to-back games against the Clippers where we play the Clippers here and then we fly to LA the very next day and play them there. Like, not only do we have a tough strength of schedule, but we also have a very difficult travel schedule in terms of back-to-backs.
LA's
And
pretty far. Yeah.
all right, fair point. But I think that given, the strength of schedule, that it's reasonable to expect the Suns, the playoff team, to have a decent record against the best teams in the NBA. But I don't know if it's reasonable to expect them to make up ground and win game after game and overtake the, Timberwolves or the Thunder. Like, I don't think that's reasonable.
Do you guys even believe in the Timberwolves or the Thunder? Are you even worried about them in the playoffs?
No, not at all. I think the Thunder would shock a team that they play in the first round, but I think they're done. I don't think they're getting past the second round.
What about the rest of y'all?
You know who Giddy reminds me of?
A pedophile?
Yeah, I was gonna say rapist.
Hold
AKA
up.
Blaine.
Let's address this.
I'm waiting for what's
goes
his name,
to-
Chris Hansen, to show up.
Yeah.
Giddy was
Like-
19 years old. Giddy's 19 years old, and he goes to a club that's 18 plus, hooks up with a girl from an 18 and over club, which, let's be honest, when I was 19, like, I was going to the 18 plus clubs also. And like all of a sudden he's a pedophile because he hooked up with a girl when he was 19 at an 18 and over club. Like,
But she wasn't 18 or
George.
over, though.
She wasn't
George, let's
18
talk about
over.
your history.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying I didn't roll in those spaces. I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know, George.
I ID'd.
You did not
OD?
ID.
OD, ID, it's all the same.
Marcos, when you were 19, did you ID every girl?
Every
Honestly.
single one.
Greg, did you? Were you IDing girls?
No, I did not.
I have I'm not mad at the Josh Giddey situation. Like, the girl
How old was
lied.
the girl?
He was an 8,
Wasn't she like
17.
14?
I think she was 17 and at an 18 and over club
Yeah, I think so. I think that was like
with the fake ID.
Yeah.
What a loser.
Representing.
But to your point, I don't believe in the Thunder. Shai is an amazing player, but I don't believe in the Thunder. I do believe in the Timberwolves because I watched Anthony Edwards during the Olympics. And he legit came up.
I'm gonna go get a beer.
He legitimately owned the Olympics, just destroyed everybody, led the team. And like, what the shit is going on with GS? I'm not going to call him G Money. I'm going to call him GS.
Yeah, that's what I see too, GS.
But like, Ant owned the Olympics and he like became a dominant player. And if he can channel that during the playoffs, I don't see why they can't make a run.
What the heck was that?
Tyler, who you got over there, bro?
What do you got over there, Tyler?
I believe that was an Emily in the picture.
Emily!
She just ran away.
Emily! It's New Zealand rules.
New Zealand. Emily, they're
Time
yelling
for
that
some
it's
beer
New Zealand
pong.
rules.
Time for some beer. Don't put your elbow over the line.
They're
No,
yelling that it's New
Emily,
Zealand
elbow-
rules and don't put your
elbow back,
elbow over the
elbow
line in
back,
beer
Emily.
pong.
Oh my god, that was way over the line.
They said that was way over the line.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Is George doing the robot?
Oh shit, George is funny as shit.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Wow.
I think we cut Greg off before though. Greg, who does Josh Giddey remind you of?
Other than a pedophile?
Other than a pedophile.
Other than a pedophile. Wow. Josh Giddey. I don't know if he reminds me of anybody because he hasn't amounted to shit yet.
Maybe a tall Napoleon Dynamite.
That's a pretty good analogy. I like
I
that.
don't know. I don't know.
Greg, do you believe in the Thunder or the Timberwolves?
No, I don't think they're going to make it past the first round. Neither one of them.
As
I
the
agree with
number
that.
1 and number 2 seeds in the West, you don't think either of them are making it past the first round?
I agree. I think they're both knocked out.
No, I think there's no way. There's not. If they win, I consider it an upset.
Really?
I kind of feel the same way, Greg. Yeah. I that would be like I said earlier on, it'd be a fantastic performance when they get out of the first round, basically.
I don't
mean,
think
like,
one of
And
them.
if one did, they wouldn't make it past the next round.
No, but who are they going to play in the playoffs? Like the Pelicans, maybe? Like, who are they playing?
Probably
Did
the
you see the
Lakers.
Pelicans today?
Probably
Did
the
you see the
Lakers,
Pelicans?
yeah, right.
How did the Pelicans do today? Who did the Pelicans play?
They
I
beat
don't
the
know.
Knicks without Julius Randle. I know that. Couple people sitting.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, George.
I mean, I think they're still sitting at like what, fourth, third?
I mean, it's not
No,
hard
the
to beat the
Knicks.
Knicks.
Who, the Pelicans?
The Knicks.
Who pays
The
attention to
Pelicans?
that trash team? I don't know.
You
Oh,
talking about
maybe
the
no.
Pelicans?
The Knicks.
George is Googling.
I'm
He's
Googling,
Googling
bro.
Knicks highlights.
I got it right here. You know, I mean, we got everything we need at the power of our fingertips right here. So, the Knicks are sitting at fourth with a 35-24 record, right? The Suns are at sixth.
Who's in 7th and 8th?
They're half a game behind the Pelicans.
The Pelicans. Who's in 7th and 8th?
Kings and Mavericks.
Kings
Then
and
Golden
Mavericks.
State, and then the Lakers.
I
And it looks like the Lakers are going to be that 10th team. Well, I mean, the Jazz
I'm not
ain't
gonna
catching them,
count
it
the
looks
Lakers
like. They're
out.
14 and a half behind. They're four behind the Lakers.
Are you going to count out the Lakers or the Warriors? I'm not.
Well, the
But I
NBA
still
is going to
think-
make sure the Lakers make it, right? I mean, no
I
matter
still think
what.
the Timberwolves and Thunder are making it out of the first round. I can't see them losing the first round.
Why? Why are you such a believer?
I'm not as much of a believer in the Thunder. I think the Thunder just have a really good team that plays well in the regular season. I don't have much faith in them in the postseason, but like the Timberwolves, they have a little bit of playoff experience, and I think Anthony Edwards is going to be dominant. And
I think he's going to
could see that
disappear like he
translating.
always does in the playoffs. Disappears.
Yeah. Didn't the U.S. Olympic team get upset? They didn't even win the gold, right? And he was the number one player.
Anthony Edwards, that was his fault?
Well, he was supposedly the best player on that team, right? He didn't lead them to the gold.
He was definitely the best player on the team.
Is KD playing this on the Olympics this year?
I have no idea. Probably not.
I thought
LeBron James
no,
is, right?
No. I think he is, because when I was at the game, they had
Olympics
him
this
like
year.
pop up and do some talk about the Olympics or something like that. I think it was either there or I might have saw it on ESPN. He was talking about, I don't know if it was his experience playing on the team or if he was going to play on this next Olympic squad that they're setting up, which I think LeBron wants to play on this last international world tour.
Do you think anybody is actually going to draft Bronny?
No.
Who?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Giannis's brother plays.
Fair, but Giannis's brother can also play.
Why would you draft Bronny?
I think to get LeBron James.
No. That's useless. Is Bronny entering the draft this year?
The Lakers will probably draft him.
He could after this year, right? This is his first year at USC, so he
LeBron James' career is over, guys. I mean, he's luckily if he's got 1 year left, right?
Don't tell George that.
Who? George? LeBron James only has 1 year left.
I mean,
no.
I would say of being like competitive,
you're gonna hurt George's feelings.
1, maybe 2, but other than that, he'll hang around forever. Like, you know, like a
They are
cancer.
talking like he's going to have a 2-year world tour.
A 2-year world tour, which
I
includes,
think if he
which includes
wants
the
to,
Olympics. Then it'll include the
if
Olympics.
he
1 year
wants
is
to,
not enough.
he can Tom Brady it and go to like 44. I'll bet you he could do that.
I bet you he couldn't. Have you ever seen an NBA player go to 44?
Kareem
I saw Vince
Abdul-Jabbar.
Carter.
There you
Did
go.
Kareem go to 44?
Vince Carter went. No, Vince Carter didn't go to 44, but didn't he go to 40?
I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went to 43, right? George, Google.
I am.
I mean, like, I think Udonis Haslem went to 40. I think
was
Vince Carter
42.
went to 42.
42.
Vince Carter went to 42.
No.
Kareem.
Good dog.
Kareem.
Oh, Kareem.
Kareem.
Kareem went to 42?
42. Yep.
What year was that?
Oh, he retired in 1989.
That's not going to happen 30 years later.
So LeBron is not making it to. I saw an article that they thought he was going to make it to 50. What do you think?
No.
How
Not
many
a
stem
chance.
cells can they inject him with?
You know what? I mean, I was just there. I saw him play the other day, and fortunately for me, every time I see LeBron play, they lose. So
It gets better and better every time,
I mean,
right, George?
I love it. Right? He'll
Yeah.
quietly, sneakily put up 20 some odd points a game. Right? But my favorite thing about it is that when he like obviously cherry picks and doesn't get back on defense, and they throw the ball to him, and he just like does his dunk and then flexes. I'm like, dude, no one's fucking there. Like, no one is there. No one's guarding him. Like, it's not like he just fucking postered somebody. I was like, dude, of course you can fucking dunk the ball. Now I got to watch you flex too. There's nobody there. You're wide open. You did nothing. You just caught the ball, turned around and dunked it. And you're acting like you just won the fucking championship. Like, seriously. He's just so fucking annoying. And like from the top of the game, every time there's some sort of fucking foul call or something else, he's fucking chirping the whole time. Fouls called on the complete opposite of the court, and he's just in the fucking ref's ear. Chirp, 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 chirp. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, stop bitching. Like, the fact that they haven't teed him up for that drives me fucking insane. And you can be as respectful as you want, but at some point, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Marcos, what do you think about this?
You know what? This ice cream was really good. I really enjoyed it. George, I just want to know how I want to know how George really feels about LeBron James. That's what I
mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, look at Booker. Booker got tossed out like immediately, right? He got 2 tees and was tossed out of the game like in the first quarter, what, 5 minutes into the game, right?
He was.
I mean, like, seriously, it's just over the top. The same, I mean, look, and I know a star is going to get like certain things, right? LeBron's going to be able to drop his shoulder and fucking charge inside the paint and blow somebody up, right the fuck up right there, right? Dunk and get a foul call every time, right? Because he's LeBron. Get it, right? It's like the Jordan rules. I get it. But dude, I mean, at some point, just like, stop being a bitch.
The Jordan
and
rules.
Speaking of bitch,
that's the worst analogy I've ever heard, because the Jordan rules were the rules for how to play defense against him, which was basically knock him around and knock him to the ground.
Well, that changed after that year with the Pistons, right? After the Pistons like decapitated
after those 2 years with the Pistons, where then when
they were like,
championships.
maybe it's a little much. Maybe a little
much. Let's clean it up, fellas.
But yeah, I mean, but speaking of bitch, that lady trying to give Kevin Durant dap after calling him a bitch at the fucking Mavericks game, right? Just like, I mean, complete fucking joke. And he didn't throw her out of the game, right? He didn't throw her out of the game. LeBron tosses everybody out of the game.
Luka tossed a dude out of the game for being like, hey, you look tired. Maybe you should be getting on that treadmill more. Kevin Durant's a real one, though. Kevin Durant comes back and he's like, look, fans don't even see us as players. They're there to like play the game. They're there to heckle. They're there to do that. Like, why am I going to kick somebody out of the game? Like, it was too much. I addressed it. I'm not going to kick somebody out of the game. Like, I respect that. Way more than Luka being like, oh, you said I'm kind of tired. that hurts my feelings. Get out. Like, come on, man.
He did semi apologize for being a little over the top with throwing that guy out, but I mean,
I don't care. He's soft.
whatever. Yeah.
He's soft.
See, now the Suns, there could be a disturbance in the stands with the Suns in 4 guy whooping ass at a fucking opposing stadium.
Suns in 4.
And
Suns
then they
in
fly
4.
his ass out to a playoff game in Phoenix, like him and a buddy, like that's fucking badass. Like,
Yeah, it is.
Best video ever.
right? Oh my god, dude, he just beat that. Well, yeah, he beat the fuck out of those dudes.
Suns in 4 was fantastic.
And you know what? I mean, like Cam Newton just beat the fuck out of some people too. Kept that
And
hat
didn't
on.
even lose his hat.
There was some shit today on the internet. They were talking about how well Cam actually started it. He's got a history of talking shit, and finally someone had enough of it. And I'm like, dude, if he's gonna talk shit, what are you gonna do? Get your ass kicked?
Cam in 1.
Apparently.
He's got his ass kicked. It's like
3 dudes.
3 dudes. Hat never came
What?
off.
What sparked that? Like, why'd that pop off?
I don't know, but I just like how it ended.
Who won the fight? Cam? Did Cam win
Cam.
the fight?
Yep.
Cam.
And
Them
this-
guys
It
didn't have
went
a
from
shot.
like up on the stage to across the lawn to over by like the fence or whatever that area was. Like, Cam wasn't about to stop.
Did he throw a punch even?
I think he just tossed one guy, got the other one in a
In a
DDT.
headlock?
And grabbed the other guy by his dreads, right? Like I don't even think he threw
Grab
a
Rudy
punch.
Gobert by the head and just put him in a headlock.
Yeah.
He straight Draymond them. Draymond would have thrown punches for sure.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Draymond, he hasn't been the same since he came back from that long suspension. He just seems like, I don't know. Maybe they got his meds balanced out.
He's playing well, that's for sure.
He's playing well. He seems to be a lot more chill. I mean, he still talks shit, but
I don't know. He was screaming at the Suns the last time they played.
that was him and Nurk going back and forth.
At the end of the
Who do you
game,
think
too,
is
you was
like-
him screaming at KD as he was walking off the court.
Oh, he did talk some shit about KD, didn't he?
Yeah,
Again?
he was
Yeah.
going off.
He renewed some shit against KD. Like they had it all like patched up, and then like he just blew up again.
Who do you think is more, got their issues in their own head? Draymond Green or Kanye?
Oh, Kanye for sure.
I don't know. I think it's closer than you think.
Well, Kanye is unmedicated.
Right.
Draymond's
If Draymond
just
was
trying to balance, I
unmedicated,
think.
I don't know. I think they both got some demons,
Dude,
Are you
Kanye
gonna throw
is
in
like,
Ron Artest into that and Dennis Rodman? Couple of crazies.
Meta world peace.
Meta world peace.
Yep.
I mean, every now and then you're gonna get someone that's just, a little different.
All right, so I wanna ask George here about Bradley Beal. What are your thoughts, George, on Bradley Beal's season so far?
I wish he played more.
Are you happy with the trade?
Who'd we lose for him? Aiden?
I don't think Ayton was part of that trade, was he?
No, Ayton was not
Was
part
he
of that
part?
trade.
Was he part of the campaign
Hey.
trade?
No, he was part of the
No.
Warriors and send Jordan Poole to the Wizards.
Yeah, but who did we give up for that?
Chris Paul.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. All right, even with the, how many games did Chris Paul miss already? Right?
He's out for the season.
When you got Beal, KD, and Booker playing, like the only thing that gets me about Beal is I wish he would trust his shot more. And maybe it's because he's missing so many games that he doesn't. But he'll cook a lot of people one-on-one. I like that. He's like an ISO player. He'll just cook you and go inside.
As long as we have point book, right? We're good. As long as we have Booker at point.
Don't get
Oh,
no.
Sheesh.
Boo. Boo.
I got to jump in on the Beal thing because I agree with you, George. I would love to see him play more. And when he has played, they started to get a little bit of rhythm, and he balances things so well because like Beal and Book are the same player. They're that mid range game, maybe drive it in, take the mid range. But like while Book and KD might take that mid range, sorry, I think I said Beal. Beal will drive it to the rack and actually like dunk on somebody. And like we need that. We absolutely need that to balance our offense. And like I've really liked what I've seen, but damn, I really wish he'd played a little more.
I
But
want
I
to see
think,
more of it, right?
yeah, I think if he's healthy for the playoffs, that's all that matters. And who's stopping the Suns offensively in the playoffs? Then it really comes down to whether or not we can lock somebody up defensively at all.
Well,
But
whether
I
or
don't
not
think
we can shoot
anybody's
also in
stopping
the
the Suns.
fourth, right? Because we just go down on every aspect of the fourth typically. I mean, the Lakers game just recently got a little bit closer than I wanted. We were like up, I think, like 18 at one point. We might have touched 20. I can't quite remember, but I know
38-18, George.
we're up 18.
38-18, 20 points.
Oh, we're up 20 at one point. Okay, yeah. So we're up 20 points. And
you were at that game, right?
I was, but my daughter was her birthday. We're getting snacks. I mean, we're enjoying
I'm
ourselves.
sorry, there was a game going on, but
Yeah, I mean, we enjoyed it. We had a great time. She asked a lot of good basketball questions. She really loves it. She really loves, and I love bringing her to the game. It's fun. It's fun when your kids enjoy it. And they ask questions and they start cheering and they see you high fiving random strangers. They enjoy that. It's good for them. But
I don't remember George having any enthusiasm at any game at the Sun.
yeah. But the third, they let teams all. It's like they get lazy, right? They'll start making bad passes. Like you talked about Point Book, like one of the things that always gets
Oh God.
he's always like a couple seconds too late, like on a pass. It's like you could see the play and he just holds the ball a little too much. And then there's just times where like he's gonna get the ball and he's gonna dribble it all the way up the court and then never pass it and no one moves and then he'll take a shot. And that's like frustrating as hell because it's like, dude, you're the fucking point guard. Nurkic was playing point guard when I was there against the Lakers at some points.
All right.
I prefer Nurkic playing point guard because he actually brings the ball up and immediately moves it because he knows he's not making moves up at the top of the key 3-point line. Like he's not. So he immediately moves the ball. I'd rather see him play point than Book. And like I'd rather see Grayson Allen play point. Like what was that game a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago that Grayson Allen had like 8 assists or something? Like he played a lot of point that game. He didn't have a ton of turnovers, moved the ball. Like I'd rather see that than Book dribble into yet another double team, wait for somebody to come to him, and then throw a turnover as like the defender breaks on the ball. Like
it's frustrating as hell, man.
It's so frustrating.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. I just want to like just throw something when I see it when I'm watching it on TV. I just like, what the fuck? Why?
So who's our starting point guard in the playoffs?
I mean, obviously it has to be Book.
Obviously it has to be Nurkic.
Marcos.
Bradley Beal.
It's committee. It's whoever the fuck he feels like going to do that day. Grayson Allen?
Grayson Allen needs to be our point.
I agree.
It'll be Bradley Beal.
I mean,
Grayson Allen.
Not a point guard.
Yeah, Bradley Beal.
By the playoffs, Grayson Allen will be coming off the bench.
No, he will
not.
O'Neal
look
Royce
good.
O'Neal's going to take his spot.
O'Neal look good. You think he's not going to take it? You think he's going to take Grayson Allen's spot?
They'll put him on the bench. They'll put Allen on the bench. Watch.
No way.
I think they'll be players number 6'7" or 7'6". Like they're both in the rotation.
Because I think they view O'Neal as a little more versatile defensively. He can switch on to all 5 players in their eyes. So I think they'll move him ahead of him after a while.
O'Neal's not a point guard though.
That's true. That's why I said Bradley Beal will run point.
Can Bradley Beal run point?
Never run point.
I don't know that he can. But I think that's what it's going to come down to.
I mean, you've seen him run a little bit of point, and it's a hell of a lot better than Book running point.
I don't know. I think they both suck.
They have KD bring the ball up the court a lot too. So.
And KD turns the ball over a hell of a lot too.
Yeah, he does.
A hell of a lot.
I just think it'll be point by committee. I mean, I don't think there'll be one.
That's what I think
like Nurk, Beal, Alan, rotate them at point. Like they can each bring the ball up, get the ball out of their hands, and like get it into the high post and begin the offense.
Well, what are you gonna do in the playoffs when Nurch is buried on the bench? Nurkic,
I was just going to ask you that, Marcos. If there's one player you can get rid of right now, who would it be?
his name is Yusuf Nurkic.
Wow.
Marcos can't even tell the difference between Eubanks and Nurkic.
Eubanks is he's not much better,
It's
but
two big white guys. I can't tell the difference.
I'm like, there's two tall white guys out there. Who is that? That's Nurkic.
Who is that?
Eubanks.
We have 4. If you think about it, though, we have 4 7-footers on that fucking court. We have 4 7-footers on that team.
My problem with Nurkic is more in the playoffs. He's been playing okay. I'm just worried about them isolating him and taking advantage of him come playoff time. Especially like Denver, Jokic and Jamal Murray, they're gonna murder Nurkic.
I will say this: if Nurkic can play anybody tough, it's Jokic. You know, it's like a bigger center like that who likes to body. He has more problems against somebody like AD, who's more versatile, more quick, able to move.
He's still punked AD. I mean, yes, AD will get past them, but Nurk's big and he'll block. He'll come from behind and do.
Nurk did great against David, though.
But
Denver won't. Denver won't play in.
Him playing against
Denver won't play into that though.
would
They'll
be-
put Nurkic in the pick and roll and put Jokic and Jamal Murray in the 2-man game, and Jokic can step out and hit threes and all that. And they're gonna murder that dude.
They just did a thing about Booker though on defense, right? They did like these grades, and he's like an A in shooting, an A- on all these other things, like basically almost all straight A's. But defensively, he's a fucking F. Like Booker is terrible this year on defense. Terrible this year on defense, and the numbers don't lie. And last year he wasn't bad on D at all. So if you're going to pick and roll, right? I mean, Book everybody's exploiting Booker. Also, everybody seems to double team Booker, and he gets all fucking.
I feel like how I don't like Nurkic, George is on Booker's ass this season.
I'm on Booker's ass more so because Booker. I mean, he's got to.
Booker's not a point guard.
He's not.
No, he's not
a point guard.
And I don't think, and it's not like he's just got to do it because he's got to do it. They got rid of Chris Paul, but still getting rid of Chris Paul for Beal, I think I'm okay with that.
If Beal can be healthy for the playoffs, because Chris Paul could never be healthy in the playoffs. You'd be up 3-1. He'd get injured.
He just broke his finger earlier this year, didn't he?
Something.
He's out. He's out for the season.
He's out
for the season.
That's what I heard. Chris Paul's out for the season, right?
Yep.
I don't know if it's the season or not.
What happened?
Broke his hand.
I think it was his hand. I think so. George, Google.
Google it right now.
I think actually Scott Foster broke his heart, and it's hard to come back from, you know.
That's
no, he's returning to the Warriors on Tuesday versus the Wizards.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Chris Paul's back, and Andrew Wiggins is out for Warriors Wizards.
Well, I think you can play with one hand tied behind your back against Jordan Poole.
Well, I mean, Chris Paul can play against Tyler with one hand tied behind his back easily.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
True too.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless we're talking about Tyler Hero, but still, Chris Paul could tie his hand behind his back against Tyler Hero too.
Who on the Suns would you get rid of for Jordan Poole?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Waterboy.
No, that dude is like, oh my god, like
Jordan Poole is the biggest douche.
The fact that you asked, and all three of us immediately laughed, but you asked the question because you had some thought behind it. Who would you get rid of on the Suns for Jordan Poole?
I wouldn't.
Really? You would?
I don't like Jordan Poole.
Can I get rid of Vogel
for Jordan Poole?
You like players with attitude problems like Ayton and Poole and all of them.
All right,
You would?
I just like Ayton better than Nurkic. I don't like Ayton better than everybody.
I don't like Ayton at all. I think he's terrible, and his numbers don't lie. Look at him up there. Terrible.
I think Ayton and Nurkic provide value in different ways, but they're equally valuable. But Ayton has attitude problems and Nurkic doesn't.
Ayton just wanted to check. He got his bags and he's good. He's done.
As much as Ayton just wanted the check, I think come defensively in the playoffs, he would have been a better option than Yusuf Nurkic.
Where the fuck was he when we got blown out in game 6? Where the fuck was he? We got blown out in where the fuck was he? Where was he? Where was he when we were up against, Giannis, right? And the Bucks, and he just disappeared game 7. Where was he on those three big losses?
I'm just gonna bookmark this part of the video right here. Come playoff time, we'll revisit it when Nurkic is getting blown up.
I want you to roll the tape.
Because other teams are going to be taking
but
advantage of that.
You know what Ayton's not going to be doing?
He'll be on the bench. I guarantee you,
Ayton won't be in the playoffs.
As we go further in the playoffs, his minutes are going to go like this.
Well, and that's fine. Look, I tell you what, Marcos. If his minutes go,
better hope Bol can step up.
That's what I was going to go with.
I hope so.
Look, if Bol goes up, if Bol steps up, I think he's got way more upside. I mean, Nurkic is on his way down. He's older. He's definitely. I think Bol would be definitely better than Eubanks.
Clearly.
For sure.
Yep.
But fucking Bol needs to be developed. He would be amazing, and he's played a lot better. He can hit the 3. He does some, you can see it when he's running down the court. Like, you're like, this motherfucker is going to try to score on him. Watch this shit. Swat. And I'm like, there you go. That, like, he'll dribble the ball fine. He looks completely different from this game in Lakers and his progression since the beginning of the season. And I think that if he keeps whatever they're doing, whoever he's working out with, they keep that going. Marcos, I think playoff time, you very well may see that. You may see Nurkic get very minimal minutes, and you see Bol going way more than Eubanks. That's what I see.
I'm liking this. This is what I'm liking.
That's what I'm seeing.
I appreciate that because I appreciate
Bol is not a 5.
Blowing up Bol. Like, definitely blow up Bol. He deserves it. He should get all of Eubanks.
Do you guys really think Bol is a 5?
He wouldn't play the majority of the minutes. We'd still have to have Nurkic start the first and second quarter, and then let's get him out of there in the second half.
No, because Nurkic will be in foul trouble really quickly too, right?
Bol's more of a 4.
They're going to go small. I think the Suns are going to go
small.
Bol
can play 5. Bol can absolutely play 5. Dude is 7'3". He can play 5.
The only team he can't play 5 against is Denver. I mean, Nurkic will murder him, but
Jokic.
Joker.
They're not all the same. They're all the same.
Jokic will tear up Bol at the 5, but other than that, you could put Bol there.
But who wouldn't Jokic tear up?
That's true.
I tell you what, though, with against them, though, wouldn't you go with a big lineup? Nurkic, Bol, and KD. I've seen them run that. Offense one time, that lineup, and I liked it. It was fucking good. KD was playing point. I think they had Grayson Allen in there. I don't know who the fuck the 5 was or who the 5th player was, but I remember those 3 playing on the court at the same time, and I was like, "Oh, this is different." Yeah, you have 3 7-footers out there. Like, what the fuck?
Since we're talking about what the correct lineup against the Nuggets would be, who is the favorite in the West? We've talked about the Thunder, the Timberwolves. Now we're talking about the Nuggets. Who's the favorite?
It's not the Suns.
So who is it?
I think it's still Denver. I think they're in cruise control right now. I think they have that confidence they're going to click it on in the playoffs. Clippers are a little scary, but they're injury prone.
The Clippers are scary. The Clippers are the team that I'm worried about. The most.
They are.
The most. And I think it'd be a disappointment if we lost to them. Like, we should beat them. You know what I mean? Even though they're good. I think of the Clippers as trash. Like the Kings. Trash.
So they're the Knicks of the West.
Does Cincinnati have a basketball team, Greg?
No. Yeah, they're called the Wildcats or something like that.
The Bearcats.
Okay. So professional.
What do you think, Greg? Who's the favorite in the West? Take your time.
We're going off of celebrities here? Because if we're talking celebrity basketball, of course it's going to be the Lakers. Everybody knows it's
celebrity. Yeah.
I mean, LeBron has a strong track record of playoff time basketball, but like you think it's the Lakers, Greg? Really?
Just from a celebrity standpoint.
All right, from a basketball standpoint.
From a pure basketball standpoint, I would have to go with the Nuggets.
I
mean, they're the champs, right? How can you go against the champs?
mean, you can always go against the
champs
champs,
really lost?
but I think
Tell me
they're
where the champs have lost a notch to win this championship. Tell me. I want to hear you. Where have the Nuggets dropped off this season?
I mean, in the standings they have, but I mean, they're like, I think
Standings are one thing, but in
Yeah.
general, from
I-
basketball skills, quality,
they're on cruise control. I think
They're on cruise control. Jamal Murray has not been performing up to what he is capable of.
I
Certainly,
think I don't get all the hype.
That's what he
about
always
it.
does, though.
but come playoff time, I'm sure he'll step it up. I don't really know how Michael Porter or Aaron Gordon or those players are doing. Yeah, I agree. They're on cruise control. I think it's the Nuggets, the Suns, and the Timberwolves are the three teams in the West. Everybody else is tier 2.
I don't understand your love of the T-Wolves, man. I just don't understand it.
I keep
I mean,
forgetting
they're
even, I
number
keep
one
forgetting they're
record
even a
all year
team.
long.
I didn't even know
I
they
think
played in the NBA.
fakers. The T-Wolves are fakers.
Maybe. I mean, you might be right. I'm just basing it off like the couple games of them that I've seen, like all 2 games I've actually watched this season, and I was like,
All 2?
damn, that's a good team.
That's
All
a
2
hell of a
games.
team. Can you name their
Yeah.
starting lineup, Tyler? Who's their starters?
Carl Anthony Towns,
There's
Anthony
one.
Edwards.
2.
That's it. Is Mike Conley there? I don't know.
I'll throw in a
He
Frenchman
couldn't
for
even
you.
name
Rudy Gobert.
Oh,
Rudy
my
Gobert is
God.
Nas Reed.
Is he a starter?
No, but he's a beast.
Nas is a starter.
Who else is on the Timberwolves? I don't know. Like I say, I've seen a couple games, and I was just like, "Damn, that's a good team." That's all I know about them.
I'm just not a fan. I don't think. I think they're out in the first round, man. Whoever they play, I don't think it matters who they play. I think they're out. Rudy
That would
Gobert.
be a
Rudy-
very Minnesota thing to do.
Rudy Gobert is like the Nurkic for the Timberwolves. They're gonna just take advantage of him in the playoffs, put him in the pick and roll, and get the T-Wolves out of there.
That's what Nurkic needs in the first round. Suns T-Wolves. Round 1.
Suns T. Yeah, that is true. Suns T-Wolves. Who you taking, Tyler? Suns T-Wolves.
Ooh, I think the T-Wolves are nice, but I'm gonna take the Suns for unlimited offense.
How many games?
6.
Really? You give the T-Wolves 2 wins?
Suns in 4, Tyler. Suns in 4.
All right, so the Timberwolves started the last game they started. They had McDaniels, Anderson, Gobert, Conley, and Edwards.
Conley, who's that?
Mike Conley Jr. I mentioned him. I
What
got
is he,
one
like
right.
40 years old? What is that guy?
Clicking him right now. Oh, apparently
Gary
he's
Connick Jr.? Are they there?
Oh
Really?
yeah. I mean, he was born in '87. He's 36 years old. He went to some trash ass university, some fucking place. Now where the hell is it? Like, no one really wants to go there.
Penn
Fucking
State?
garbage. No, Ohio State. Ohio State.
Yeah.
Trash.
Who the hell could Connolly guard from out of Bradley Beal and Devin Booker?
Conley for between Brett and
Conley, he's always been a defensive minded
You think he
assistant.
can cover either of
36
those guys?
years old, dude. I think Booker's all over him. I think Bradley Beal.
Booker and Bill murder that guy.
Murder him.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. But Grayson Allen doesn't.
I think Grayson Allen will own him too.
I thought you guys were in love with Grayson Allen. What's happening here, Tyler? What's going on?
I'm in love with Grayson Allen. How do I put my heart emoji up on the screen?
Proclaim it loud and proud.
Loud and proud, brother.
Hey, there it
Emphasis
is.
on the proud.
So, what you're saying, Tyler, is you don't know if Connolly can even handle Grayson Allen.
I mean, he could have 10 years ago, easy. Conley was massively underrated most
Because
of
Grayson
his
Allen will be
career.
what,
But
like 15?
Nah, Grayson Allen in his prime, Mike Conley in his prime. Like, obviously, Mike Conley all day. But at 36, like, I don't know. I think he would at least give Grayson Allen problems.
So
I don't
then,
know that he's winning that
who's
battle.
covering
Like,
Kevin Durant? Who's covering Kevin Durant from the T-Wolves?
who can cover that? Nobody on the planet Earth can cover Kevin Durant.
It's gonna have to be Rudy Gobert though. Rudy's got a difficult assignment.
Rudy definitely has a difficult assignment. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to get him. Yeah, I think.
It's Katner. It's Rudy, Kevin. Who's Ant got? Has Ant got Booker or Ant got
And
Grayson?
Scott Booker for sure.
You think so?
Yeah,
Then who covers Beal? That's Connolly then.
I guess so. That's a huge advantage if Beal is healthy.
Beal goes off for 30 as long as he's healthy.
Exactly, which is why like Suns unlimited offense. Like they just have
That's-
too
that's
many
the
offensive
asterisk.
weapons.
That's the asterisk. Can he? Can he
Yeah.
stay healthy? Right.
Big time.
Now, let me ask you this: with the squad that we have right now, would Monty have been a better coach than Vogel? Sounds like a lot of strokes just happened right there.
Yes, I say yes. Monty would have been a better coach than Vogel. With
But
Monty
he's not
here,
a championship coach.
he's not. He's not. He hasn't won a championship. But during the regular season, the Suns were like top 3 in defense and offense. And Monty, look, it's hard to win in the playoffs. Maybe he gets there after a few miscues. And like maybe this is the year he'd be winning the playoffs. But like Vogel's supposed to be a defensive coach. What fucking defense do the Suns have right now, especially in the fourth quarter? And like offense takes care of itself. I'm not sure exactly what Vogel is doing at all. Whereas Monty, you could see his imprint. You could see his print on the game. And like I think Monty's a better coach than Vogel. And like minus the fact that he's like the highest paid coach now, I feel a little bad for him getting stuck in Detroit. Yeah, he's stuck in Detroit. What an awful life.
I mean, right now, it's like in February, it's awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Terrible.
Terrible.
What do you guys think? Monty or Vogel?
I'd go with Monty.
Yeah.
I think Monty's problem was only with Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton, and they're both gone.
Well, before Chris Paul joined the team, it was also with who? It was also with
DeAndre.
Well, it was DeAndre and it was Jay Crowder, right?
Jay Crowder.
And he also didn't like oh God, what the fuck was the other guy that played? I forgot. He's been in the league forever.
JaVale?
JaVale.
JaVale McGee.
I don't think he liked JaVale either. I think he had problems with JaVale. I think he had problems with obviously Ayton, right? And with Jay Crowder.
Well, then maybe Monty sucks. He
I
fights with everybody.
I think there's a lot of personality issues with him that sucks, but fuck. And
I think he's a good coach.
I mean, I guess, but is he? I mean, let's think about it. You had 2 games, 2 years in a row that you got blown the fuck out at home. And like you did not even like you couldn't adjust. You made no changes in plan. Even if you had a problem with Ayton, there's other people on the team. You got to do something. How the fuck do you get blown out like that? And how do you lose a lead like you had in the finals? It was just too much. It was just too fucking much. And in the NBA, who gives a fuck if you're the number 1 seed? Because no one plays anyway and towards the tail end of the season anyway. So, I mean, I think right now, like, I think Vogel's the best that we have, but I don't give him any credit for winning the championship. I give him none. That bubble shit was bullshit.
This is where I disagree with you. I think the bubble was very much pure basketball. No distractions at all. It was what was on the court, period. And like
no road game.
All that.
No
yeah, you can call that not real. Every game.
That's not real basketball. There's no road games.
Every game was a road game. You're right.
You're not traveling. You're not getting
It's
in a
not
plane, you're
traditional
not-
NBA basketball, but it was the purest form of just focus on basketball and nothing else. You're literally there in a bubble. You have no other focus than basketball. It's like how could you get more pure than that?
I don't know. Jimmy seemed to be focused on Rachel Nichols. I'm not sure about that.
And Marco,
Can you be mad at him though? Come
I'm
on.
just saying. I'm just going a little against what you just said there about no distractions. I don't know.
You're right. You're right.
Marco is distracted.
Jimmy got distracted by the time they got to, championship against the Lakers.
You know what I found
It
funny?
was the
fact that,
Nichols curse.
these guys were complaining about, and you're just eating the same like restaurant food the whole time you're there. I'm like, motherfuckers, you're probably getting like, fucking filet mignon and what you're at fucking Disney. Like they don't have like shitty chefs. Like you're probably eating the same shit all the time, but your selection was like way more than what anybody else could possibly fucking dream of. So don't act like it was a fucking struggle to be in the fucking bubble. Oh, you couldn't see your families. Eat a dick, dude. Like your families, half of you motherfuckers are cheating on your old ladies anyway. And really, who gives a fuck? You get paid so much money. Shut the fuck up. Play the game. But it's an asterisk. You're not traveling. There's no injuries. It's shortened. It was shortened. It wasn't like they played like 40 fucking games in the bubble, right? I mean, asterisk.
I don't think Tyler agrees with you.
That's because the Heat lost.
No, actually, I was thinking about
Rachel Nichols.
God for a minute. No, Gilbert Arenas. I think his podcast when they had no, it was Andrew Schultz when they had Jason Williams on, and Jason Williams was telling a whole bunch of stories about his time in the NBA, college, all of that, and he talked about his time with the Kings. And I forget who it was with the Kings, not Sean Livingston, but one of the guys on the Kings, Jason Williams, was like, yo, he wasn't real popular with the team because he was loyal to his wife. And like, not everybody was trying to live that life. They wanted to go out and party and like get with whatever like NBA hoes were around, and he was not having it. So like, he kind of almost saw himself out of the NBA because of that.
Who
Well, I
was
mean,
that?
Chris Paul enjoyed that Instagram model with the rest of the Suns during the bubble. So
All 7 of them.
all
Yo,
seven.
they went undefeated after that. Like, come
She
on.
was their muse.
It works.
She was a lucky charm,
Someone needs to find her and bring her back, huh?
right?
Yeah.
Bring back the magic.
What do you
What a
got, Greg?
trash.
Greg, you're quiet over there. What's going on?
Why are y'all talking about the bubble? What's so important about this bowl?
Nothing. Let's talk about Greg. This is right up your alley. No
Right.
NFL team has ever three-peat. Who beats the Chiefs next year to stop them from three-peating, and why is it the Bengals? Go.
Why is it the Bengals?
Because Joe Burrow will be healthy this year.
Done. I agree.
Greg, can you spell Burrow?
Burrow. Can you spell T. Higgins? Franchise. Franchise. Hashtag franchise.
I think Kyler Murray's gonna have a resurgence, and I'm sorry, they're just gonna make a run to the Super Bowl.
Hey, they said he's our
Didn't
guy.
the Cardinals
No way,
just
but they're going to be playing
didn't they
the
just
Bengals, not
Josh
the
Rosen him?
They just worked exactly. They just Josh
They
Rosen.
just Josh Rosened him.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
Damn. Remember they
Chiefs.
posted on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, Josh Rosen is the quarterback of the Cardinals. Like, he is our guy, the franchise quarterback. He's the quarterback of our future. And 3 days later, they drafted Kyler Murray. So they just did the same with Kyler Murray. What quarterback are they going to draft? That's what I want to know.
Is it really all Kyler Murray's fault, though? I don't watch Cardinals games because I have a life. Really, is it all his fault?
No, the organization has issues.
Well, the organization's always sucked, but like in pure football,
In the bubble.
in the bubble, in the
Football?
dome,
The Bowl.
what is the Cardinals' problem?
Ownership.
I'm gonna go with ownership.
Bidwell.
I mean,
It
yes,
starts with
but
Bidwell.
from a football perspective, talent, offensive line, is it the defense? Is the running game? Is it all Kyler Murray? What is it?
It's the ownership. I'm going to go back to the ownership every single time. It's Bidwell.
Yeah, I think it's trash. He doesn't provide the quality. I mean, whatever you want to call it. What they even charge?
Amenities.
They even charge for food or something, right? Like if you go in there and want to get a
So
soda, or
let me switch gears. Let me switch sports back to the Suns. If the Suns win it all, who gets the credit for the Suns winning it all?
What are you
who
talking
gets the
about?
credit? Who gets the credit, George?
If the Suns win it all, who gets the main credit for winning it all?
Book and KD.
No, Matt
I think
Ishbia.
Greg's going Matt
Yeah,
Ishbia.
yeah.
I'm going with Matt Ishbia, exactly. I'm going with ownership. Getting rid of Sarver and putting Ishbia in his place, it has changed the face of the Suns. Same thing for the Cardinals. You look at
Don't
Bidwell. Until you
don't
get
feel
rid of
sad
the
for
Bidwells,
Sarver
the
not getting
Cardinals are cursed with Bidwells.
I think they just always try to cut too many corners. You know, they always try to
They
hire
do,
a Cliff
but it's
a
from
Cliff
an ownership
Kingsbury, or they
perspective.
they always try to do stuff like that as opposed to going, I don't know, more traditional routes. They just suck from the top.
They just suck from the top.
That's where they suck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, phrasing.
Oh my god.
Phrasing.
Exactly.
Top down, baby. Suck it.
No, let's go back. Let's go back to the NFL.
All right, back to the NFL.
I want to hear y'all's 2024 predictions. Let's get it.
I'm not gonna lie, NBA has surpassed the NFL in terms of my my number one sports attention, to be honest.
I'm the same way.
There.
Because the Giants aren't relevant.
No, I mean, I'm looking. I mean, look at the Giants won 2 Super Bowls in recent memory.
Recent.
But I'll
Who's
be honest with
recent
you, I just
memory?
find basketball. I find basketball way more entertaining. There's a lot more games. It's more exciting. But
About that All-Star game, how exciting was that?
I didn't watch that shit.
212 points. Oh my god.
All
Do you
right,
guys
y'all heard
like
it here
the current-
first.
Huh? Go ahead, Tyler.
Texans versus Bengals AFC Championship to determine who's going to win the Super Bowl, and I'm going to say the Bengals win the Super Bowl next year. There you go, Greg.
All right,
You think
AFC
the
all
Bengals
the way.
will?
The Bengals, yeah.
Wow.
Who are they playing? The Niners?
Not the Cowboys. They'll be out in the first
The
round.
Cardinals?
No.
I'm thinking the 49ers.
Thinking Niners too.
I'm thinking
I think
Niners.
the Niners are going to be.
They're not going to be the new
Bills of the 90s.
Buffalo Bills, right?
Yeah, well, the Niners are the Bills of the 90s. They're going to go to the Super Bowl 3 years in a row and get beat by the Cowboys.
Bills did it 4 years in a row. They went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row
The
and
Giants
lost
beat them. The Giants beat them. Scott Norwood.
Giants,
right?
And Cowboys and Redskins and Giants, right?
Totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who was that quarterback, George, for the Giants?
First one was Phil Simms. Second one was Jeff Hostetler because Simms was hurt.
Dang.
I was around, baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hostetler went
that
to
right out.
Hostetler went to Oakland after that and really didn't amount to shit.
Didn't they go to the AFC Championship game?
He didn't win another championship. That's all that matters. They ain't like Eli, 2-time Super Bowl MVP champion. You know?
Damn, they just give that award out to any quarterback who wins it, huh?
Anybody. Ask Tom how he still feels about that first Super Bowl he lost.
Probably it hurts. Yeah.
It stung. He still says it stings. You know,
I believe
every
that.
day he has
Dreams
to wake
about
up
it
and
at
just
night.
know that somewhere in some poor developing nation, someone's wearing an undefeated season shirt.
Poor Tom Brady. What a life he has to live.
I wish I could find it. I wish I could find one of those shirts. That'd be great.
You think when he gets really emotional, he cries over his avocado ice cream?
Dude, that dude's life.
Did you really have that much confidence in Eli going into those Super Bowls? honestly.
Yeah, because of the way he plays in the playoffs. Like people talk about like playoff Jimmy. Like Eli
Playoff
Manning is
Jimmy.
fucking consistent. Like end of the game, you need the fucking guy go down there and score. He would fucking pull it out. Like he would just always do that. Like he wouldn't make
Fair.
he wouldn't make like critical mistakes in critical games. He always seemed to
He
deliver.
would just pull it out, right, George?
He would just pull it out.
He would
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
pull it out.
like I remember that because the Giants were the 6th seed. The Green Bay Packers went 15-1 and were the 1 seed. And we ended up losing to them. And the Giants went on to beat the undefeated Patriots. And like, that hurt.
It was like, what are you gonna do?
The Giants were just giant killers. 15-1 Packers and
When
17-0
was the last
Patriots
time
and
a number 1 seed Packers did anything?
96, 97 when they won the Super Bowl.
That was a number 1 seed.
Yeah, they were not the number 1 seed when they won the Super Bowl in 2012. So last time as the number 1 seed they won it all was 96, 97. The year after that, they were the number 1 seed and the Broncos won with
You said the
Terrell Davis.
2012 Super Bowl?
Packers were the 6th seed in the 2012 Super Bowl.
The Packers did not win the Super Bowl in 2012.
Are you talking 2012 season or the Super Bowl that happened in 2012 from the 2011 season?
The 2012, the Super Bowl was in 2012. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, fast forward a season.
All right, let's go to 2013. Let's see.
Let's see what happens here.
It was the Ravens.
Oh well, this is an excellent moment for
2011.
The Super Packers
whatever
fan.
it was. Whatever it was.
2011.
Let's
The
Google
Green
it.
Bay Packers. You don't even know your teams.
There you go.
So it happened in 2012. It was a 2011 season, and they won the Super Bowl in 2012.
Even know who the quarterback was.
No, they won
that
the
season?
Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl in 2011.
Oh, it was the 2010 season?
2010 team.
It was
Okay.
a 2010 team.
All right, I'll get it right.
Couple years late.
Couple of years late.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, and but that one was also like a Super Bowl where like I think that quarterback was like completely subpar and then won that Super Bowl.
No. Granted, the defense played lights out, and B.J. Raji had that hit on Ben Roethlisberger that popped the ball up, and Leroy Butler returned it for a touchdown. Was it Leroy? No, it wasn't. It was Nick Collins returned it for a touchdown.
Nick Collins returned it for an interception for another score.
Yeah, but it was Aaron Rodgers had a decent game. I mean, he wasn't trash by any means.
Was that his first Super Bowl?
Yep.
Was that his only Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yep.
Great line of questioning, Greg.
So Aaron Rodgers had a quarterback rating of 111.5 in that game.
Not bad. Not
He
bad.
threw 24 for 39, 304 yards, averaged 7.8 yards of pass, 3 touchdowns, no picks, was sacked 3 times for 16 yards.
That's a beast game. Absolutely. Hey guys, how do we fix the NBA All-Star game?
Winner gets home court advantage in the finals.
Kind of like how baseball
I don't know. I
does
don't
it.
think you can. I think the
you can.
attitude
I
of the
think you
player these days isn't as strong as they don't give a fuck. Like they don't want to win like back in the day when they wanted to win, when they played hard. Right now they're like, oh, it's on my contract, this, that, and the other. I mean, you have to make it like super enticing for them to win. Like if you're on the winning team, you get like an extra $5 million. Them motherfuckers will be balling.
I think they just make too much money now to care.
Right, like, do you think LeBron gives a shit? He makes so much money,
No.
he doesn't care.
He does not care.
He's not gonna care about whatever incentive they give him or anything.
No,
Not like them players
So-
in the '90s that made less. That bonus meant something to them.
that bonus did mean something to them. Yeah, you're right.
I saw an idea that was like, why don't you have the official snub team of all the players who don't get voted for All-Star and feel snubbed versus the actual All-Star team? That might generate some level of competition. I don't know.
The all snub
Everybody feels
team.
they're snubbed, right?
The
I mean,
the
even
all
Nurkic feels
snub
he's
team.
snubbed. Aiden wasn't selected this year for the All-Star game. Did you notice that? He's a max
Yeah,
player.
weird
Was he in front?
dominating.
Did he get more or less votes than Yusuf Nurkic?
I actually don't know.
No one does.
Can you count sub one?
I don't think there's any fixing it. I don't think there's any fixing the dunk contest either. I think they just all suck this.
Or do they pull old boy out of the fucking G League every year for the dunk contest and then send him right on back?
That's his
Matt
time to
McClung.
shine. They're like,
That's
come
it.
on in, bruh.
Come on in. Everybody's
I
like, great,
like
you can't defend, you can't dribble, you can't shoot, but you can dunk.
You can dunk the
Yep.
hell out of that ball.
I like the idea of having every first or second year All-Star must participate in the dunk contest. I like that idea.
How do you
Get
enforce it?
Jaylen Brown out of there. Jaylen Brown was awful.
Did you see his dunk that he did?
It was trash.
He dunked it and then did it.
He took a
Yeah.
dude who was 4 feet tall and was like, I don't know, that
You
seems
see
awfully
that kid,
high.
you see that
And
kid
had him sit
freak
down.
out. Did you see that kid freak out when they said he was like 4 foot tall? He was like, I don't know, he's some like Instagram guy or some shit, some webcast guy, and he's like, what? Like freaking out about
Yeah,
the
and
fact
then they
that
had the dude sit down. He's only
Who the
4
hell-
feet tall. Jump over Shaq, who's 7'1", like Triple J did.
I'm just tired
Something.
of it. I'm tired of it. It's boring. I don't even watch because I don't even watch it. Do you watch it? Anybody watch it? Did anybody watch it?
I saw a highlight.
The 3-point contest is the best out of anything they have to offer in the All-Star weekend.
The only thing that got my attention was when Steph Curry and I can't even remember her name challenged
Sabrina
each other to
Ionescu.
that 3-point.
Oh, that's Tyler's
and-
girl. That's Tyler's girl. How
no,
the fuck do you not know
no.
her name?
And
No,
her
my
dropped
girl's
20
Caitlin Clark.
and her dropped 26 points, and you saw Curry sweat a little. I was like, oh wow, that was actually interesting.
The ball she
Yeah.
used was smaller though.
It was the women's ball, right?
Yeah.
But
But
she
I mean,
still
their
dropped
hands are-
26.
Their hands are smaller.
Yeah, it's fair.
And then everyone get mad at Kenny Smith for talking crap, telling him, well, she shouldn't shoot from that 3-point line. Oh, he got a lot of backlash.
Oh,
You didn't see any
I
of
didn't
that?
miss that. I missed that.
During the broadcast, Kenny Smith was saying that kind of
Very
stuff, and he
controversial.
referenced the golf, the golf course. You know how there's a women's tee and the men's, and oh man, he caught all kinds of flack for that crap online.
What? Why? Because she was shooting
But-
at the men's line.
Yeah, he was
But
like,
like, why?
That's what everyone was like. Why is Kenny Smith bringing this up right now? It was funny.
I mean, they should lower the rim to 9 feet too. If we're gonna be honest,
They should. That would be exciting.
make the game more exciting. 9 feet. I could do a 9. I mean, maybe I'd take a free ticket then and watch it, not have to be paid to go.
Could you dunk on a 9-foot rim, George?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
10
Now,
years
would
ago.
it hurt when I come down? I'm pretty sure it hurt too. I'm sure my landing won't be delicate.
George is hanging on for life.
I'd be coming down like, ooh, okay, let me just drop down carefully.
All right, so let me hear you guys' opinion about the LED court. Anybody watch that LED court action?
In passing.
In passing, okay.
Just highlights.
I didn't see players slipping, and it was distracting at times, but I liked it.
He only
well,
used
I
it
could see a future.
He didn't use it Sunday.
I
was
could see a future
disappointed.
of the LED court for sure.
What is
sure.
the future?
I mean, like, look at the celebrity All-Star game Friday night. They had like the 3-point line, like slowly move back and forth, like pop a shot at some like cheap arcade. And like, that was fun. And it's not appropriate for the NBA per se, but like, I could definitely see LED courts starting to like make their way through mainstream. Why not? Harlem Globetrotters, the things they could do with the LED court, I'd bring the boys to see that. They'd have a blast.
So who do you think the first NBA team is to implement an LED court?
It has to be some trash team like the Knicks.
So it wouldn't be the Heat?
You know what? It would kill me if it was the Heat first, just after I said that. But whatever. I like
But we know the fans wouldn't be there to watch it; they would just leave.
it.
Speaking of the Heat, why does Tyler Hero suck so much?
Oh, he's still in the league.
Is he? He is.
I thought he was injured or in the G League.
Actually,
Fan of the year.
he was injured this last game against the Kings when they beat the Kings.
I never even noticed.
Yeah,
Do-
I
do you-
haven't. When was the last time you heard of him, other than in that reference in some rap song?
Jack Harlow likes him, man.
Yeah, yeah, the guy with the best Super Bowl halftime performance of all time.
That was so bad. Oh my God. I like Jack Harlow. He has some flow, but that was the worst.
It was no. It was no Nelly. It was no Nelly.
It was no Nelly. Put a Band-Aid on your cheek, bro. Bring that level up.
I don't understand that team. And then they support trash ass players like Udonis Haslam for 45 years. I mean, ridiculous.
Yo, what a good story. Undrafted had the longest NBA career of any undrafted player. Legit community icon.
But he's
mad
supposed to play
props.
basketball.
Yeah, and he did.
Would they hire him as a
Let's keep it to
community
pure
representative,
basketball, Tyler. Pure basketball.
or they hired him as an NBA center? What did they hire this guy for?
He was a power forward, and now isn't he the VP of operations or something? What a good story. Legitimately a feel good story.
It's a good story for him because he was trash on the court and he still managed to work his way up.
I mean, he was not an all-star by any stretch.
No way.
But he
I'm shocked
played
to hear
a
that.
critical role on the 06-07 championship team.
Oh, you mean the years that LeBron was there?
No, with Wade and Shaq.
When
LeBron
was there. Sorry, when Shaq was there. I'm sorry.
Look, when LeBron was there, he played a crucial role also. Dude
Define
had
crucial.
a very good NBA career, and hats off.
Dude,
it's a good story.
He was in the right place at the right time. Don't give me that. He was an integral piece of the championship teams. Anybody would have been.
He's like Spoelstra. He started editing tapes and then they made him head coach. I don't get it.
Yeah,
that's a good story too. Now
the good story is that Miami organization holding back Spoelstra's new contract payday until after the divorce was finalized. Now that was fucking.
Now that is actually, you know what?
That's a class act.
Credit for that.
That's a class act.
That's a classy
That's a real one type of move.
That's a class act organization.
Miami Heat know how to take care of their own.
They handled a few divorces in Miami, I'm sure.
They have some strategies in place.
They got a lot of money they protect. They move around down there in Miami. I'm sure they're okay. Fucking gangster fucking move. Jesus.
Can the wife go back after that? Can anything be done?
Once it's closed, once the divorce is over, I mean, it was based off of what he was making at the time, right?
You can't go back and open the shit out.
Yeah.
She can't. The lawyers can't challenge it somehow, or there was some kind of, I don't know. They knew they were going to pay him more. I don't know all that lawyer stuff, but there's no way that the lawyer can figure out a way to go after him.
Nope.
I doubt it. I don't know. I hope not. Miami did their work. Let them take that W.
Let them have it.
Let them have it.
Oh man.
All right, guys. You got anything else?
All-Star game, Suns, Royce O'Neal.
Royce O'Neal looked good. Royce O'Neal looked good. I like them.
That was a good
George.
6 out of 10 from 3-point land this last game.
I like that move right now. I'm feeling
George.
good about the Suns going into the playoffs.
George, in your prime and Royce's prime from Intel, who wins one-on-one?
Oh, Royce would injure me, but
But who wins though?
By blowing up my knee or some shit like that. That'd be the only way. Yeah.
Okay, let's eliminate injuries and just pure skill.
Oh, I don't want to leave. I don't know. I did. I mean, in my prime, I still owned him. Although that dude disappeared, he still works at the company, but he's been gone. He doesn't play no more.
Yeah. His son Royce plays now.
He played in college.
Yeah.
Does his son come play much at all? I think I've only seen him like once or
I
twice.
haven't even seen him or his son anymore.
Yeah.
I wouldn't draft his son.
Okay. Any other
Jeez.
last thoughts?
No, I'm good.
Greg, any other last thoughts?
Bengals sons.
Bengals, Suns. Perfect.
Yeah.
Who wins?
Thank
Both. Both.
Oh,
Both.
I think
Any
it, I
last
think it's Suns Knicks finals. You heard it here first.
Suns versus the New York Knicks? The ones
The
from
New
New York?
York Knicks. Suns, New York Knicks. In which case, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably gonna have to go to every single game.
You know what's good for you though is that's not going to happen because the Knicks ain't going to make it, so you're off the hook.
I think the Knicks have a good shot. Once
You
Julius
really
Randle
think
comes
so?
back, we'll be fine. Yeah. Once Randle comes back, for sure. For sure.
Randall
Absolutely.
is so inconsistent. He has
You,
a couple games of like lights out, I'm an all-star. Then he has a couple games of like, hey, you know what? I'm too busy, like focus on other things in life to be bothered about this game right now.
I
Like,
find that hard to
go
believe because
check
this
yourself.
season he's been fantastic. So I mean,
No,
how
he's so inconsistent. What are you talking about? He
how
is
would the
so
Knicks handle Giannis?
inconsistent.
How would they handle Giannis?
Nobody
well, they beat
handles Giannis.
the shit out with what's his name? The big tall I can't say his
Big
name.
big tall guy?
The big tall white guy. What's his name? Howard something. I can't say his name.
Hammerstein.
Nobody handles Giannis. That's just
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
why
Like
there's so
how
many expectations that Milwaukee will win the championship with Dame there now because like Giannis is the most unstoppable force in the NBA. Nobody handles Giannis, so you expect like if you're the most unstoppable individual, you should be winning
Is it
championships.
Hartenstein? Hartenstein.
Hardenstein?
Who's
Yeah.
your top five that can stop Giannis?
I don't know. Victor Wembanyama sure swatted his ass one time.
Yeah, but I mean, Giannis still
One
got the
time.
best of them. I mean, Giannis is significantly bigger.
And
I'd like
more
to see
skilled at
Jokic.
this
I'd like
point.
to see Jokic and Giannis.
So what you're saying is you admit that the Knicks have no shot against Milwaukee.
Oh no, they got a great shot. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Dude.
I'm not kidding you.
Yeah,
They
you're
have a
kidding
great
me.
shot because they stole Jalen Brunson from the Mavericks.
Jalen Brunson is key.
So who's that
Key
guy
to
on the
this.
Knicks that keeps having those cheap shots and injuring other players?
DiVincenzo?
Vincenzo. That's the
DiVincenzo's
guy
Yeah.
good
who's going
too.
to take out Giannis, and that's how the Knicks are going to beat the Bucks.
I
Well, they
think
have
they would still
Anunoby.
lose.
They have Anunoby also, and Anunoby's
It's going to
been
be the
a huge
Vincenzo
addition
effect.
for them.
And Anobi can't handle Giannis either.
No,
No, I don't think Anunoby's
honestly,
going to handle Giannis,
can
but
anybody
I think
think of anybody
Anunoby's.
who can handle Giannis?
Wait a minute.
No,
What are
and
we
that's why the
talking
Bucks
about?
win in
Wait,
5.
are the
You know who I can
Are the
think
Bucks
handle
going to make
Giannis?
the playoffs? Are the Bucks going to make the playoffs?
I
Yeah.
think KD can handle
Well,
Giannis.
yeah, as an eighth seed, maybe. What are they going
Make
to
the
do?
No,
play. They'll
the
make the
Bucks are
play.
up there. But nobody in the East is gonna beat Boston. Boston
Well,
is
I mean,
just
the Knicks are
better.
3 games behind the Bucks right now.
Boston is just better than everybody else, and it's not even close.
Are they?
Yes. The difference between Boston as the number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed in terms of games behind is the same distance as the Timberwolves as the number 1 seed versus the number 8 seed in the West. Boston is so far above every other team in the East, it's not even funny. Like
Except in the
finals
playoffs
for
when
sure.
Jason Tatum disappears, as
Yeah, maybe.
always, right? Because
No,
he's not clutch whatsoever.
no,
You
no,
have
no.
Kristaps
Jason Tatum
Porzingis.
doesn't
When's he going to fucking
disappear.
fall apart?
Jalen
Right?
Brown
Tomorrow.
disappears. He has no left hand. Jalen Brown disappears.
I think the Celtics
He can
look
dunk
good on
though.
paper, but like the same thing, but like we're gonna say right now about Oklahoma Thunder, right, and Minnesota. If they win the first round, it's a shock. It's an upset. I think the Celtics ain't going anywhere. And I think if they make it to the
No,
finals, the same
no.
shit's going to happen that happened the last time. They get blown the fuck
Maybe,
out.
maybe, but the Celtics are by far the best team in the East, and it's not even close.
Wait, better than your Heat?
Bro, by far, like everybody. It's like the Boston Celtics and everybody else. The West is competitive. The East is not.
So what you're
The East
admitting
is
is
definitely
the
going
Heat
to.
suck.
Well,
No,
the
the
Heat
Heat
are
are,
sitting at 5. They're sitting at 5.
yeah, the Heat are a
Um,
legit playoff threat, but like Boston is just the best in the East.
76ers are basically done. I mean, they're sitting at 6. Magic, Pacers, which fell off. Everybody's talking about the Pacers earlier on. They fell off. They kind of
Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton, all-star. Oh my God, the next
the
wave.
Bulls and the
He scored
Hawks.
4 points last game. Come on, man.
No way. 4 points. That was it.
Out of Halliburton, the number one offense in the NBA with the Pacers. Halliburton, who leads that offense, 4 points.
Didn't he have
Trash.
like a no bid contract to like do all the like infrastructure during the Iraq War?
Yeah. Made bank, bro.
Sick throwback, George.
No relation. No relation.
Total relation. Illegitimate child.
Right. Well, we know who's not going to be in the playoffs this year is the Washington Wizards nor the Detroit Pistons, and they're deadlocked right now for last place.
Who do you take off that team? Any
Great,
players?
great teams.
I mean, Jordan Poole's supposed to lift them out of poverty, right?
Kyle
Bring them to the
Kuzma.
promised land. Kuzma.
Wow, Kuzma. Kuzma would be like a really nice 11th man for the Phoenix Suns, maybe 12th.
I think he starts for Miami though.
Tyler Hero? Yeah, I've heard of that guy.
Do the Suns would go with a 7-man rotation in the playoffs?
The Suns tighten up their rotation too much in the playoffs, and it tires out their top players. And by the time we reach the finals, because we have like a 6-7-man rotation, our top players are injured, tired, like just overstressed physically, and we end up flaming out closer to the finals. Like we need a legit 8 to 9-man, maybe 10-man rotation in the playoffs.
They're not deep
And
enough.
the answer is Bobo.
The answer.
They're gonna go 7 deep, and that's it. Watch.
You think so,
Yeah,
Marco?
probably.
7 deep?
And Nurkic is not part of that 7.
Bobo replaces it. So what kind of
Nurkic.
cereal you eating there, Marcos? What kind of cereal you got going on there?
I'm still finishing the ice cream my daughter got me. It's
Damn,
melted
man,
now.
drinking water now? Yeah, shit.
It's like soup.
Smooth.
All right, fellas. I think we've been on here for a healthy amount of time. Greg looks like he's asleep already over there. So,
I think he might be.
All right, fellas.
any last things before we hang up?
Well, when's our next episode?
When you guys want to do it, let's leave it to Greg. Greg, when are we doing the next one?
Playoffs.
Playoffs?
NBA playoffs. Let's do it.
Hey, I have one last thing before we sign off. Warren G, Nate Dogg, regulators, there are eyewitnesses who say that song was a real event. Warren G pulled up, wanted to play some dice with some like guys out on the street. They jumped him, started regulating him, and like, yo, Nate Dogg pulled up, laid it down. It's a real story. Regulators.
Mount up.
That's my closing.
No, I got fucking done.
All right.
Good night.
Good night, fellas.
Quality shit. Thanks,
Bye.
Tyler.
Thanks for that one.